Good morning, guys. I am on my way to work and I had some things to say, so I figured I would jump on here and say them. We are now in the second half of the busiest month of the year. And not only that, but everything that you guys are doing right now, you're going to see reflected on the last paycheck of the decade in your Scentsy career. Okay? So, good morning. So, everything that you guys are doing or not doing right now that you should be doing or shouldn't be doing is going to be directly reflected onto your last Scentsy paycheck of the decade. Like, let that sink in a little bit. Okay? That's crazy. So, I say all of this to say, if you are still catching yourself holding back or sitting down or not taking advantage of all of the amazing opportunities to be growing your business right now, you are doing yourself a huge disservice and you're going to regret that. You're going to regret that come next pay period or paycheck. You're going to regret that come your next Christmas, which is a little bit over a month away. I think it's 34 days now. And you're going to regret it in general. Like, this is how you are finishing out the decade. Okay? So ask yourself if you are going to be able to look back and be like, I finished like a champ. And if you say no, you're not going to be able to say that to yourself, then we need to do something about it. We need to fix that. We need to change that, because we still have a good chunk of time left to be able to get you to where you want to be. Okay? We still have a good chunk of the month left. There is still time. So literally sit down today and ask yourself, come when we get paid next month, are you going to be able to look back and be able to say, I really finished strong. Good morning. I really finished like a champ, and I really made boss moves. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for getting out of my comfort zone. I said I wanted to do it all year long, and I finally did it. And now the last Scentsy paycheck I'm going to get for this decade shows that. Right? Ask yourself if you're going to be able to do that. And if you're not, then we need to do something about it. Because this is like the real deal, guys. This is the busiest month of the year. You need to be taking advantage of it. Me personally, I see way too many people that aren't even active yet. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Why? Like, there's no excuse that you can give me in November as to why you're not active by November 21st, other than you are not trying. You're not trying hard enough, at least. You're not asking people. You're not doing the things. You're not taking the advice. And I say this with a very loving heart because I do love you guys so much. But it's frustrating as your leaders sometimes to, actually all the time, it's frustrating when we give you advice that you ask for and then you don't take it, and then you complain about why you're struggling in your business. Guys, because you're not doing the things that we're telling you to do. You're not doing the things that you see us doing. And we don't tell you guys to do anything that we won't do ourselves, ever. Ever. So, and I think that sometimes some of y'all might like look at us and be like, well, they just know a lot of people, or they're popular, or they're this, or they're that. Like, you, instead of like turning inwards and being like, okay, so I'm not keeping these promises to myself, you like project that outwards onto, well, it's easier for them because. No, it's not easier for us because. It's harder for us because we're putting in the work and we're getting all the no's too. But we're getting way more no's because we're putting in way more work. It's really that simple. Yes. You got this. You got this. You totally got this. You just have to work your business, and it's so simple. All you need to do is be obsessed with your product, be obsessed with your customer, and ask. Open your mouth and ask. That's the only way that you're gonna prosper and you're gonna grow your business. I'm getting dry mouth. Hold on. You know, like, nobody's okay with being mediocre. Nobody's okay with being average, so stop lying to yourself if you say that you are. Right, we do it anyway. No matter what's going on in our lives, like, guys, I moved in September, it's November, I still have boxes that I need to unpack, but you know what's a little bit more important than that is finishing this year like a freaking boss, because that's what I am, because I made the decision to be that. And you can too. Anybody can. I started as an essential consultant too, just like everybody else. Just like everybody else. You know, I have a story too. I have hardships too. I have my own things too. But guys, those things that are holding me back are gonna do just that. They're only gonna hold me back. They're not gonna propel me forward. So if I put my focus into those things that are already holding me back, then I'm gonna stay stuck. It's just common sense. We are going into the last month of this decade. Like, that's crazy. And this right now, this month right now, the work that you're putting in right now is going to be directly reflected onto the paycheck that you are getting in the last month of this decade. You need to be doing the things. You need to be doing the things. You need to stand up and you need to get to work. That's just what you have to do. It's hustle season, baby. Like, get to work. And definitely don't be complaining if you're not where you want to be. Not right now. Not when your leaders have been giving you so many solutions. Guys, we do trainings in this team page all the time. Like, sometimes when I'm doing my own like business stuff, I will stop what I'm doing, or I'll do certain aspects of it just so I can give a training on it. You know, or I will cut time out of things that I want to be doing or should be doing or whatever to give specific trainings that I feel like would benefit somebody else. I do that because that's what leaders do, and I want to help as many people as I can. But it's like, you have to put in the work. You have to take the trainings and you have to then go implement them. You know, like, you're not gonna get anywhere just by watching the trainings and not doing the things. Just stop with the excuses. Honestly, like, there's no reason to have them. You have in your hand golden nuggets. You choose what to do with them. You choose. Are you going to just drop them and let somebody else pick them up? Or are you going to turn those into like massive diamonds? It's totally up to you. It's totally up to you. It's up to you, and it's up to your mindset. It's up to how you want to choose to look at things. It's up to the perspective that you want to keep, and it's up to the work that you want to put in, because that's what it is at the end of the day. Like, everybody can talk. Everybody can talk a lot, but that's a waste of time for me. It's just a waste of time for me. Like, I don't get results just out of talking. I get results out of acting. You know, so like, I love that. You could totally hit 2K this month. Like, totally. It's totally doable. And also, guys, for those of you that haven't like been around that long, and you might look at it like, oh my gosh, well, we're already on the back end of the month, and you know, there's not enough time. Guys, there's plenty of time. And there's time where you make time. I wake up at 4 a.m. on the weekdays because I know I need to work out to start my day, to get everything else done. You know what I mean? Like, I have a whole freaking party that I'm bringing with me to work right now. Like, hopefully I didn't. I thought I ripped that tissue paper. Like, I find ways to work my business around my schedule, but I optimize my time. For example, I decided that I needed to do a training on this because obviously I feel very strongly about it. And so I am doing a training while I drive. After I get off of here and get to work, I'm going to upload this to my YouTube channel, so then it's there forevermore. Like, and then I can share it and not have to duplicate the same training. You know what I mean? It's just about being smart with your time. Sorry, dry mouth again. It's about being smart with your time. You know, there's that phrase like work smarter, not harder. I believe work hard and work smart. Like, if you're working smarter, then you're doing more, and if you're working harder, then you're doing more. So if you're doing both things, then you're doing quadruple. You know what I mean? So like, don't be lazy. You only have so much life to live. Don't be lazy. Don't settle. Like, do not settle. Why are you settling? Ask yourself, why am I choosing to settle? Because that's what it comes down to. You are choosing your circumstances. You have these golden nuggets that Scentsy gives you. You have this amazing opportunity. You know, like, don't regret. Do not regret sitting down and not doing the things that you knew you should have been doing. You're not going to be happy with yourself when you find yourself breaking the promises that you made to yourself that you're not keeping. You're not going to be happy with yourself. It's going to destroy like a piece of you. Like, it's going to, it's going to like erode you and your confidence over time. The way you can fix that is you start keeping the promises that you make to yourself, and then you start building yourself up. That's what builds you up, is when you keep the promises that you make to yourself. If you set a goal for yourself this month and you have not achieved it yet, you work your ass off until you do, and then you do some more. If you didn't set a goal for yourself this month, we need to talk. We need to talk. Because don't tell me that you're satisfied being at a job where you're miserable. And I'm not saying that this is everybody by any means, but majority of Americans are working at a job where they're miserable, and they just don't want to take the extra steps now that are going to make them happier in the long run, because they would rather be miserable now and miserable later. It's like, that's the difference. You have to sacrifice what you want right now so that you can have what you really want later. Do I want to sleep more right now? Yeah. Like, yeah. But I also want to eat. I want to eat pumpkin pie, and I want to eat pecan pie, and I want to eat birthday cake, and I want to eat so many things that just like, I want to be like Fat Bastard from Austin Powers real bad. But you know what? I can't, because I have to sacrifice those things so that I can be healthy, because that's what means the most to me. You know what I mean? You have to sacrifice now if you want to have what you want to have in life. There's just no way around it. Like, that's just how you get to where you want to go. You put in work and you sacrifice. And then over time, you're going to realize that the things that you started sacrificing in the beginning ended up being things that like you shouldn't have been allowing in the first place. Like sacrificing nights out so you can go get like effed up and then wake up the next day and waste your whole day because you're hungover and you have anxiety, because that's what alcohol does to you. You know what I mean? And then you cut that out of your life, and then you're like, wait a second, I never needed that in the first place. I feel so much better now. But at the time, it's a sacrifice, because then you can't hang out with those friends that you thought were your friends. And then when you stop going out with them, you realize, oh my gosh, they were never my friends anyways. So these sacrifices actually turn into like learning experiences. And then the best part about it is like magic happens, and like you feel it in your veins and it propels you, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm transforming into the person that I've always wanted to be. And guys, that is like, my heart just almost bursted with like happiness. That feeling right there is, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than knowing and feeling and seeing and witnessing you really turning into the best version of yourself. I promise you. Yeah, guys, so I'm turning into work right now. I'm gonna go drop this bag party off. I'm gonna start prepping for my work party that I have in 2 days here as well. I'll upload this to YouTube, and then I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna get to work all day. I'm gonna do my you know, 9 to 5. Oh wait, in between there I have to take an early lunch because my daughter has Thanksgiving at her school today, so I have to go do that. And then I'm sorry, it's not 2 days of my work. Okay, so I have to leave here early, go do Thanksgiving lunch, come back here, make up for that like early lunch, whatever, bust my ass here. Then I have to go pick my kid up, go back home, let my dog out, you know, all those fun things, get my daughter situated, get her dinner, give her a bath, do all the things. And then I have to have a baking party with myself because I am having a work party here tomorrow and I want to make it special because I believe in going the extra mile. So I am baking cookies, and last night I got apple cider and eggnog, which I don't like, but some people do. So like, I'm going to make tomorrow's party something special because that's me working my business. I do things how I can, when I can, with what I can, and I do as much as I can because I'm the one that's going to reap that harvest, you know, and I want it to be one that I'm proud of. So guys, I love you. And I just want to remind you, this is the last full month that you have to put in some work for the last Scentsy paycheck you'll get for the decade. Now, when I say that, I don't mean like, don't put in work next month, obviously, because that is you needing to finish the year out strong, the decade out strong. But it's just like, realize this is the paycheck. This is the last Scentsy paycheck you're going to get of the decade. Don't live with regrets. Like, take massive action today, right now. Don't wait. Just do it. Okay? I love you.